We are here to make a tier list, but not no ordinary games tier list. We are making a tier list of unsung heroes, games that had no reason to be as good as they were, games that can be played on a Dell Optiplex that should have been retired a decade ago, games that could cure boredom through a web browser. That's right, we are making the ultimate Flash game tier list. First up is Age of War. It's super simple. You choose a guy and you send guys, right? And then you fight each other. I'm going to put Age of War at a nice and resounding, probably C tier. It's great for nostalgia. Good playthrough like one other time. I probably won't play this game for, honestly, might be never again. Artillery. It's a game. It's self-explanatory. You're a tank. You angle your tank and you shoot shots and take out other tanks. There's better versions of this game. I think it's a solid D tier. Next up is Bejeweled. Bejeweled is Candy Crush. And when Candy Crush first came out and I was watching people play Candy Crush, I was like, wait. I've seen this game already. I know what this game is. It's just Bejeweled. I remember playing it on my father's like BlackBerry. Bejeweled, I'm putting it B tier. I'm putting it B tier just for the pure fact that I know my mother is better than me at this game, and I can't hold that L. Next up is a true classic, Balloons. And I mean regular balloons. Worst version of Angry Birds balloons, where you just sit here and you throw darts and try to pop as many balloons as possible. I think it's B tier, honestly. B for balloons. There are like other games on here that are absolute certified slappers, such as Balloons Tower Defense 3. It's specifically the third one, because I believe this is when Balloons Tower Defense actually started becoming good. If you don't think the most recent version of Balloons Tower Defense is the best version of Balloons Tower Defense, I think you're just straight up wrong. They actually do improve every single time they release a new game. I'm putting it in S tier. For what it became, and honestly what it is, amazing game. Next up is Bowman. And if you guys don't know what game this is, you just go there, shoot arrow, and okay, that was too far. Oh, what an absolute noob. Just because there's really not like a ton to the game, I don't think I could put it straight up S tier. Putting that on the same tier as Balloons Tower Defense is, it feels a little criminal, but I'm okay with it being A tier. I think I do enjoy Bowman more than Balloons and Bejeweled. Next up is Bubble Tanks 2. You just going around, you take out stuff, and you grow as you take out more and more stuff. And your tank eventually like evolves and you can like add like different weapons and stuff. Bubble Tanks 2, I kind of want to put it S tier. I played this game so much in like high school, in class. Crush the Castle, talking about a game that is quite literally just Angry Birds. That is what this game is. Crush the Castle, I think it's a solid A tier. I would probably put that above Bowman. Curveball 3D, literally one of the first 5 Flash games that I have ever played. Also, this version that I found, not the same version that I used to play. This one is definitely easier than like the OG version. The OG version was like, I remember it was super difficult. Maybe I'm just older now and I'm better at video game. Maybe should never speak and never jinx myself ever in my life. We're probably gonna put Curveball 3D at a solid, it's probably B tier. Next up, Defend Your Castle, banger game. The only thing that I love about Defend Your Castle is most of these Defend Your Castle games were actually more like, I guess, shooting focused. But this one is unique because you play as the Hand of God. You literally pick the guy up and you throw him. And that's how you take him out. Birds chirping, beautiful, nice day. Guys running into your castle because they're probably looking for protection, and you just pick them up and splat them. Dude, this is a great game. I don't want to get S tier all crowded up already. I think I'm going to put it top of A. Next up is Desktop tower defense. This one was put on the list because this one set a trend. Instead of there being a set path, you create the path. The concept of what it is done and like the ideas that it brought to the table for other games was good, but the game was actually garbage. I think it is a C tier. Next up is Don't Shoot the Puppy. A very simple game. All you have to do is don't shoot the puppy. All right, solid. Made it to level 2. Okay, cool. That's a pop-up. And I don't really like pop-ups all that much. But I don't want to shoot the puppy. Interesting. I'm putting it F tier for funny. I would have probably never played this game ever again in my life if it weren't for me making this list. Double wires. You click and you're Spider-Man. And you just have to sit here and Spider-Man your way across everything. Even as a kid, I don't know if I've ever made it this far. Sorry, Mom, your kid's a gamer. Double wires, it has some substance there. I'd probably play it like 3, 4, or like 5 more times, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put it after Curveball 3D and leave it there. Drag Racer 3D. For all you car folk out there, for all you motorheads, I would be surprised if you have not played this game. It's drag racing. You earn money and you can upgrade your car with the said earned money. It's kind of only good for like one playthrough. Therefore, I'm just gonna put it at C tier. Electric Man 2 HS. This is like a beat 'em up game. I never really liked playing games like this when I was a kid. And I don't know if it was just a me thing or because they just suck. You just sit here and punch stuff. I don't know what the buttons actually do. They just tell you to press A, S, and D. I know personally, I would probably put it at a C tier or even a D tier because I know the moment I boot up this game, I would probably not want to play the rest of it. I think I'm going to put this bottom of B tier because I do think it has more replayability factor than like Age of War and like Desktop Tower Defense and Drag Racer V3. Fantastic Contraption. This is like a physics-based game before physics-based games were like a thing. The whole point is you make like a little vehicle and you attach like this red square to it, and this red square needs to get into the goal. It made me feel smart while I was playing it. And you know what? Games that make you feel smart, C tier, because learning is for losers. Flight, you have like, it's a Christmas letter. It's like a letter to Santa, and it's just trying to get to the North Pole, and you just pick it up and throw it. And then upgrades allow it to like fly further and further as you go along. It's like a one-play game. However, I think it's the best one. I think it's going to be top of C tier. Gemcraft, I don't know if you guys have ever played it. It's like one of the few tower defense games that I hold in very high regard, basically as high as Balloon's tower defense. If you enjoy tower defense games and you have never played the Gemcraft series, I highly recommend it. I'm probably gonna put it bottom of S tier. Happy Wheels. I feel like Happy Wheels was one of the Flash games that actually blew up specifically because of YouTube. I do believe Happy Wheels goes at a solid, I think it goes behind Defend Your Castle. Happy Wheels does get very repetitive. Helicopter game. And for the people that might have not played the helicopter game, it is actually just Flappy Bird. Of like super repeatable games, this might be one of the best ones. No joke, the helicopter game is probably the first Flash game I ever played. Literally playing it on my physical education teacher's computer in elementary school because like she had something to do or something and she just was like, here, go on my computer. And then like one of the kids in class is like, let's go on addictinggames.com. And I was like, huh? I was like, addictinggames.com. I've never heard of that. And that just opened up a new world of possibilities for me. Look at that distance score. That's my new high score. And honestly, no one can beat that. I'm putting it S tier. It's the best one because if I want to play any of these like just keep on replaying them and try to get your highest score over and over again. I want to say the helicopter game is the game that I want to play. Indestructo Tank. So the whole point of this game is get hit and then hit the helicopters and get big combo. This might low-key be D tier. Interactive Buddy, let me make this clear. I don't really like this game. However, I know for a fact that I have probably spent at least like maybe 5 hours playing this game. Maybe more. Like every time I used to open this game back in the day, I would just go and play it for hours at a time, even with me knowing I'm not having fun, but I continue to play it anyways. I'm gonna put it high C tier. Kingdom Rush was kind of cool because you would actually you would have towers, but then you could also like get towers that put like soldiers on the field. I think I only really enjoyed Kingdom Rush because it was a tower defense game. I'm thinking bottom of A. Kitten Cannon. It's as classic comes. You just go there, set your angle, and fire your cannon. And you just see a kitten like fly across. This is the game. I kind of want to put a D tier. Kitten Cannon is like, it's like a mind empty game. Can't really focus up on it. It doesn't really take any type of skill. You kind of just click random buttons. Kitten Cannon is F tier. We don't condone animal violence. All right, you guys convinced me. Kitten Cannon F tier. I think Line Rider is one of the coolest games to ever exist that was terrible to play. You would see Line Rider like YouTube videos and people doing crazy stuff with their lines. And then you would play the game yourself and you're like, wow, I really am not that talented. But purely for the fact of those YouTube videos, I'm gonna put it bottom of B tier. Madness Combat, I would say surprisingly fun games. I think all these games are like basically have no replay value, but there's like 20 of them. S tier. Max Dirt Bike. It's Trials Fusion or Trials whatever, Trials HD. It's any of those except for Flash game version. I want to say in my heyday, I could complete the game in less than 3 minutes. Come on, focus up. Huh? That one was BS for sure. Oh. Game completed. Less than 4 minutes, baby. I do think there's some replayability factor there just to like speed yourself up. I don't think it's an S tier. I think it is a high A tier. I think it's better than Happy Wheels, actually. Missile Game 3D. Fun game. Also a classic. You're a missile trying to get out the silo, you know? And you know, every single missile in the No way. Huh? All right, obviously the game is not working. I think the B tier is just turning into repetitive games that I like. I want to put it behind Double Wires. Actually, no, I'll put it in front of Double Wires. N, gosh. You know, I actually played N+ first for the Xbox 360. And then I figured out that it was actually a Flash game and I started playing the Flash game version. I think it works better as a Flash game because you don't expect a game this good to be on a browser. But on the Xbox 360, you're like competing with like Halo. I want to put it, I think I just want to put it top of A. I don't know if I want to put it S tier because S tier are like games that I have gone back to and I have not gone back to N for quite some time, but gosh darn it, is it a good game. Onslaught 2, this is my favorite Flash tower defense game all time. The gimmick of Onslaught was basically you put the towers next to each other and they upgrade each other and they like combine and make like different towers. It's just a lot of fun. Like the missile tower becomes super busted with like, I think laser towers right next to it. I'm putting it S tier. The amount of hours put into Onslaught 2 is actually absurd. Pandemic 2, this game, honestly, F tier for one specific reason. It's actually very entertaining to play. It's F tier, however, because mother freaking Madagascar would never get infected. Like the moment that your disease got spotted, Madagascar's like, we're shutting down the port. And that was the only way to get in. Otherwise, I probably would have put it A tier. Mother freaking Papa's Pancakeria. This is the only Papa's game that I have on here. Everyone probably has their one that they played, but Papa's Pancakeria was mine. That was the one that I played the most. And if you guys don't know what the Papa's game is, it's basically like, I guess, Flash version of like, I don't know, like plate up 2 pancakes and syrup. Honestly, this is my kind of girl. This is literally how I have my pancakes. I probably have more syrup with it though. Papa's Pancakeria. Dude, I think I'm gonna put it S tier. Portal Flash version. It is what you think it is. It is just Portal game, but Flash version, 2D scroller. I kind of want to put it C tier because I think you play it once and never really touch it ever again. And you know, I'm okay with that. Protector. Also, another tower defense game. I think the first one, honestly, not great, but it does get better over time. I think I'm going to go with Protector as B tier. Robot Unicorn Attack is probably the game that I competed against my friends like in class the most. I want to say my highest score ever might have been around 50K combined, all three. This game is such a banger though. I think this is an easy S tier. Super iconic, very memeable. It's super fun to just see how high of a score you possibly can get. Spank the Monkey. This is probably the second Flash game that I've ever played. And if you don't know what Spank the Monkey is, you pick up this hand and then you spank the monkey for sure. Going F tier. I'm sorry. After that one last spank, I will probably never touch this game ever again. Storm the House. This game is incredibly fun, especially when you literally just spend all your money on gunmen and just make it so everyone just croaks immediately once they walk out because you have like 500 gunmen. I want to put it probably bottom B tier. Now, Stunt Dirt Bike. This game is quite literally just Max Dirt Bike, but with more levels and different bikes. I actually think this one is better than Max Dirt Bike, more replayability factor. I think this is a slightly better game than Max Dirt Bike, but I'm also going to put it A tier, like right next to it. They feel incredibly similar. Time for Super Crazy Guitar Maniac Deluxe 3. This is like a Guitar Hero game, by the way, for people who have never played this game before. And I love the intro to this game.
Super Crazy Guitar Maniac Deluxe 3.
As Guitar Hero games go, I think it's a solid A tier. It'll occupy your time, and the music is actually pretty good. I do remember back in the day enjoying the music that is on Super Crazy Guitar Maniac Deluxe 3. Super Smash Flash. I don't have Super Smash Flash 2 on here because I think Super Smash Flash 2 came out way after I graduated high school. And that was probably like the last times I was really playing Flash games. We will be putting it's Super Smash Brothers. We could put it S tier. I think it is end of S tier because let's face it, it is Super Smash Brothers and it's not quite as good as Super Smash Brothers, but it is very, very entertaining. Territory War, what is it? It's Worms, but with 6 stick figures. I don't know if this game came first before Worms. I want to say it did not, but I certainly played this game before Worms. And I very, very much enjoyed this game. I'm going to put it also A tier. Fancy Pants Adventure. I never played this game, actually. I remember seeing it on like the front page of like every single one of my like Flash game websites that I would ever visit and never actually played it. So the first time I ever played it was quite literally for this list. Let me tell you, the movement in this game incredibly clean. I think it's actually a solid A tier. We have the idiot test, another classic, like incredibly iconic. I don't know if I want to say I have beaten this game, but I don't know if I actually have. I want to put idiot test at F because at one point you need to refresh the page for you to continue. And for some reason at that point, it almost never worked for me, except for when I was at the mother stinking library. And just for that reason, I'm putting it at F tier. The Last Stand. I actually have a strong lack of zombie games on this list, and there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of zombie flash games. The Last Stand, though, is probably the best one. I don't know if I'll put it S tier, but I do think it deserved the top of A tier. The World's Hardest Game, another game that I never actually completed, but gosh darn it, I did get good at this game at some point, but I haven't played it in years, and I wonder if I still got it. This is literally how I became a gamer. All right, we're not playing through the entire game. Just because it made me a better gamer, I want to put it A tier. This is the only level. It's a gimmicky game where it is the only level, but they like change your controls and like add wind and stuff. It's iconic. I don't think it's great. I'm going to put it C tier. Throw paper. It is where you throw paper into a trash can and there's wind and stuff. Oh, darn, I missed. I think it's D tier. I think throwing real paper into a trash can is probably more entertaining than the game Throw Paper. If the real life action is more fun than the video game, it should be rated D tier. Vector TD. This game is super iconic to me just because this was the cleanest tower defense game that I remember when I was a kid. Now, do I think it was any good? Not particularly. I think it's actually a C tier. Warlords. It's a game where you both have like armies and you place soldiers on like lines to face each other, and whoever has the most soldiers make it to the other end by this little bar at the top here. If you fill that up with your color, you win. I think Warlords is a pretty easy B tier. Zuma is how do I put this? Really freaking annoying. I feel like I played it a lot, but at the same time, I have zero urge to ever play this game. I'm gonna put it B tier. You nominate Toss the Turtle. Oh, right. This is like Kitten Cannon, but with like actual stuff to go for. I mean, I think it's better than Kitten Cannon for sure. I feel like it's probably like a C tier though. Next gen RPG from medieval times. I for sure have never played this ever in my life. You're telling me I can't mess up the goat? Dragon Slayer, F tier. Motherload, please. Let me see. Oh, this is like actually like kind of a banger. I think it probably would have been an A tier. Just seeing what the concept of the game is and like what you're doing, I feel like that is a banger. That's gonna be the final tier list, everybody. That's the end. If I missed a game, put it down in the comments, because I'm gonna be honest, I was even thinking of games that I couldn't remember the name of, and I could not find them for the life of me. Or if you want to watch another tier list, I have a Gamer Chairs tier list here. It's literally the first channel I ever uploaded to this channel. So I might be looking like a young buck. Or just subscribe. But either way, thanks for watching. I'm just gonna sit here like kind of awkwardly because I'm just here.